All right, before we go to a break, we talked this week about Glenn Beck's reactionary fear porn, as we talked about it on yesterday's show. We also talked this week about Donald Trump floating the idea of the death penalty for people who he believes, I guess, committed crimes related to spying on his campaign, which is not at all what was claimed by the Durham report. And this has become its own sort of echo chamber story. Donald Trump appeared this week on the Glenn Beck program. And on that program, again, he talked about, we used to kill the people that did the things that Hillary's people are accused of doing as far as he's concerned. Let's take a look at just a little bit of this.
So the biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course there is.
No.
It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? This is 60 Minutes, and we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't put on things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They spied on my campaign.
The papers he flushed, maybe?
And they got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie. And you know that, but you just don't want to put it on the air.
As a matter of fact, I don't know that.
Okay, so that was from 60 Minutes years ago. And of course, Leslie Stahl was right. There was no evidence of what Trump was claiming. But now Glenn Beck is going to pretend there is.
We just don't have the facts. Well, Leslie, now you do. And President Trump is here to discuss perhaps why CBS and everybody else is not talking about this. Welcome to the program.
They're not talking about it because Fox News and right-wing media have created a false story. And there is nothing to talk about. That's the reality.
Program, President Donald Trump.
Well, thank you, Glenn. Great to be with you.
Thank you. So, This is pretty amazing. You were right when you said this is worse than Watergate. This is far worse than Watergate. And
it's not.
We don't seem to have anybody in the mainstream media that cares about it at all.
Well, in Watergate, they broke into an apartment in Watergate, and they took some things and nothing good about it, and it turned out to be a disaster. This is far bigger. They broke into my campaign and all of that, but perhaps most importantly, they broke into the Oval Office. They broke into the White House at the highest levels, so illegal. And as you know, being somebody that knows history probably better than almost anyone else, that would have been, for a short time ago, it would have been considered treason. And
I agree.
You know what treason is punishable by. And a longer time ago, it would have been punishable by death. When
there it is again.
We ran a tough country.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's going to be any punishment at all with this. I mean, Hillary Clinton.
Okay, so remember, the people Trump is talking about have not been accused, never mind charged, with any crime, and Trump is talking about the death penalty. What happened here is that right-wing media and the Trumpian wing of the Republican Party exploded because of a court filing from special counsel John Durham. What they are saying, Trump and others, is that there is definitive proof in the filing that Democrats, I guess directed by Hillary Clinton, illegally spied on Trump in 2016 and in 2017. The truth is, the filing does not allege espionage. It says a Clinton-linked lawyer, and you have to then actually prove whether there was any active link between them at the time. It's just associated with Hillary Clinton historically, obtained non-public data from the White House and Trump's servers. Now, if it happened as described, and you can indicate that a crime was committed, then the lawyer should be charged. If you believe that there is an actual operational link to Hillary Clinton, then you should demonstrate it, And if there's criminal liability, okay, but so you see, we're already 3 or 4 levels removed here, and there is no actual evidence from the Durham report. There's almost, first of all, nothing new in the Durham report. It's not an indictment. It doesn't allege criminal conduct. It basically is an issue of conflict of interest. And what John Durham is saying is we've discovered here a potential conflict of interest. There's this lawyer, Sussman. He worked at the law firm Perkins Coie. Perkins Coie represents the DNC. Hillary's a Democrat. There's a potential conflict of interest here. That's what this is fundamentally about so far. And I got a couple of emails from people in the audience saying, David, why haven't you covered this? Fox News is all over it. Fox News is making you think Hillary's about to get arrested and indicted and imprisoned. She's not. And again, Trump is talking about the death penalty for people who have not even been accused of a crime. We're talking about conflict of interest at this point in time. So that's what it is. If you want to see the clip, Trump, Glenn Beck, we'll have it on our Instagram, which you can find at David Pakman Show. One of our sponsors is Splendid Spoon. Now, if you're like me, I love planning my meals out for the week, but sometimes I just run out of time to plan them for every single day. And Splendid Spoon makes that whole process a lot easier. They deliver fresh, delicious, plant-based meals right to your door, ready to eat. No cooking, no cleaning dishes. Saves you a lot of time. You can choose from over 50 hot and cold meal options. There's smoothies, grain and noodle bowls, soups. I'm a big soup guy. Many of you know that. I also really liked the vegan meatballs with marinara noodles. Delicious. Both I and Splendid Spoon believe eating more plant-based is a great tool for feeling good, for helping the environment. The list goes on. I'm not vegan. You all know that, I think. But Splendid Spoon is really great to just help me maximize the proportion of plants in my diet. Splendid Spoon takes all of the work out of tasty, healthy, plant-based meals. And you'll save $35 when you go to splendidspoon.com/Pakman. The link is down below.